Yeah, I did change, and I'm really glad I changed.
This one's wife. As ever, future faking. Hello, I'm HG Tudor. Future faking is a common narcissistic manipulation. Put simply, it is the use of the future to gain it in the now. For instance, the narcissist may say to you, I can't wait until the day that we are married. That is referencing a future event, marriage. And to the listener, they will think, oh, isn't that wonderful? This person wants to marry me. They can't wait until the day that we're married. A proposal must be forthcoming, maybe in days, perhaps even hours. But because this is being issued by a narcissist, the narcissist is simply utilizing a future event or occurrence in order to control the victim in the now. The narcissist is using a future event to draw fuel from the victim in the now. It might also be utilized to obtain a residual benefit. This is commonly used by the narcissist because it's so easy to do. A promise that something will happen in the future, and, invariably, the narcissist does not deliver. There are occasions where the narcissist will deliver because the narcissism deems that the delivery on this promise is worth doing vis-a-vis the prime aims. But a lot of the time, and those of you who have been involved with narcissists will attest to this, you've been left with empty promises that the supposed marriage never happened, that the repayment of the monies never occurred. This one's wife will regularly use future faking. She will do so with Harry, for instance, promising that he'll get some spicy poontang if he's a good boy and he takes the rubbish out. And invariably, he's left pulling his pud to the picture of Kate in her golden dress as a consequence of being iced out of the bedroom once again by this one's wife, asserting control by withdrawal and not delivering on her earlier promise. But it would appear that this one's wife's future faking isn't just confined to the dynamic between her and her intimate partner primary source, or perhaps friends and family or so as non-intimate secondary sources, but it appears that it could well have leaked into her Potemkin business as ever. Martin Robinson, writing for the Daily Mail, explains, this one's wife's as ever apricot spread has been oversold, with disappointed customers threatening war after being offered refunds instead. Once again, as I've repeatedly explained, this one's wife isn't running a proper business. It's a vanity project. It is a Potemkin business, meant to look like a business, but it actually isn't one. Its purpose, as with everything that the narcissist does when it comes to dealing with other people, is about the prime aims. And therefore, she simply utilizes it as a short-term means to control people, draw fuel, and, purportedly, the residual benefit of money. But given the small volumes of what has been sold so far, one suspects that no actual money has been made, and it's simply about having a plaything which she can utilize for control and for fuel. Yet again, if she was doing this properly, she would ensure that all of the orders would be delivered upon. But what she wants to do is create this image of being immensely popular because the product drops sell out, and that they're oversubscribed. Look at me. People are so vested in wanting to purchase my items. Look, it sells out within mere moments. And look, disappointed customers everywhere, all around. Remember, because she's dim-witted and lacks emotional empathy, she doesn't realize that this is actually poor luck for her business. Why? Because the business isn't about the business, it's about her. And therefore, it doesn't compute with her that, hang on a second, the failure to make delivery of items makes me look bad. Instead, her narcissism tells her, all these people who want to buy your products, even the disappointed ones, guess what? That just proves you're really popular. Huzzah! And that's all that matters to the narcissist. Apparently, when available, the spread at $9 a jar and $14 with the special keepsaking packaging hasn't been provided to everybody who ordered it. Some customers who won the race to buy the apricot spread, not officially called jam, have been informed that their order cannot be fulfilled. They will, however, be sent a free jar when it is back in stock. The email stated, due to high demand, we are unable to fulfill your order of the apricot spread at this time. We are refunding the purchase of this item by the end of this week. In addition to the refund, we want you to know that when the apricot spread is back in stock, you will be the first to receive it, free of charge. Now, I seem to recall that in the first product drop, there were people that had unfulfilled orders. I think it was in relation to the honey. And people were still waiting for their refunds, and they were still waiting for their free surprise product, which didn't appear to manifest. Wherefore, that looks like future faking. And is the business at it again, telling people, don't worry, you've not got it this time. We'll refund your money, and we'll send you a free apricot spread when it's back in stock. Promise. Will they ever see it? Possibly not. After all, this may well be the manifestation of narcissistic future faking. The fact is, it also underlines how shoddily run this business is. Why don't you make sure that there is adequate stock in place so you can fulfill the orders? Because if, as this one's wife believes, she's going to become a billionaire through this, and we all know she's not, you're really going to struggle if you're having to give away free product because you repeatedly fail to fulfill orders. The fact is, it would be far easier to ensure that you had sufficient stock so you could fulfill those orders, and then you wouldn't have to, 1, spend time dealing with complaints, 2, have to issue refunds with the time that takes, 3, then have to give away free stock, if you are actually going to do that, at a later date, which of course has an associated cost. Once again, you can see how the collateral consequences of the narcissist result in this one's wife messing up because she's not interested in this as a business. She's only interested in what it gives her, namely the opportunity to prove how truly popular she is by selling out and having people oversubscribing. It doesn't matter that they're disappointed. It doesn't matter that they have to be given refunds. It doesn't matter that they have to be future faked with regard to a giveaway. What matters is she's popular because she has, as per her narcissism, that excessive need for attention, for admiration. The decision, the Mail reports, has been maddening for some. One customer said, just received an email from As Ever. They are unable to fulfill my apricot order, but will give me a full refund and a free replacement when it becomes available again. I only have half a jar of my raspberry spread left. It's war tomorrow. Another complained, I hope they fix this. At the minimum, comms should be out literally on the day, instead of waiting for your product for a while and being disappointed. Not a good customer experience, even though the customer service is good after the fact. Unsurprisingly, we then get to hear about the idiots that form the Sussex squad. Apparently, one wrote, I know most people will be sad getting this message, but this makes me so happy. This one's wife is selling out, and I couldn't be happier for her. I don't even want my refund. I just genuinely want this one's wife to know she is so loved. Well, that's the type of clown that this one's wife relies on. Somebody that's ready to part with their money for tat. And tat that often isn't delivered, and they're still content to say, it's okay, you don't need to give me a refund, you can keep the money, I want to know that you are loved. People like that deserve all they get. But once again, We see the nature of this business. It isn't a business, it's a vanity project that is designed to fulfill the prime aims for this one's wife. It is shambolic, it is ramshackle, and it would appear that more future faking is taking place. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.